Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about Murad Merali. I know I'm a little bit late on the bandwagon here. However, I do have some unpopular opinions that I wanted to share. I didn't want to immediately share them as I wanted to kind of sit with my thoughts and see if they changed over any amount of time. I also checked out some other, commentaries as well to see if my position on this would change. However, as of now, it has not. I know Murad Merali has a foot fetish, and that's not exactly one of the more popular fetishes. But again, that's really, who's to say? Really, we all have our fetishes and kinks. Now I know a lot of people are saying that they have an actual issue with the racial slurs that were involved, and that is understandable. I'm not here to invalidate anyone's feelings. However, my standpoint is that where is that same outrage when we hear these words in movies? There are some heavily acclaimed, successful movies, as well as other popular pieces of art that have used these words to invoke emotion, or whatever the case of the intention was. But regardless, from the rhetoric of there is never a reason to use these racial slurs, would not justify the use of these words in popular pieces of culture, yet we still accept it and highly praise these popular pieces of culture. So why is this any different? If two people are in a consenting agreement where someone is actually paying someone to, call them these things because it's a fetish that they have, why is that any different? And that's kind of where I have trouble canceling someone like Murad. And what's kind of bothersome as well is that Murad didn't just use these racial slurs towards black people. He also used racial slurs against different races. So I do not believe Murad Merali is a racist. Not just because of that, but it's clear that these people had desire for this, and they consented to do this. Now, if they hadn't, then of course I do believe that would be very, very much so problematic, because I know if somebody were to call me those names and I had never consented to it or initiated that type of interaction, then I would be really upset, and I think that would be extremely unethical and reason to cancel someone. And another point I wanted to mention was that, Pornhub and other porn sites, they profit off of this segment of humiliation, racial humiliation. It's something that has existed for quite some time. I don't know, maybe a decade now, maybe even longer. But you see videos of black men being called the N-word by white women, and both parties are getting paid, both parties are consenting to it. Nobody has had a problem then. But why is it that when a queer person such as Merali does this, everyone's so bent about it? I wonder if some of it also may have to do with the fact that Murad is queer and also engages in a strange foot fetish that may have people more unduly upset. So let me know what you guys think. The whole situation was kind of just a lot to think about, and I do not think that this should ruin someone's career. I think Murad has been very outspoken on some issues, and I do not think it was just performative. This situation is very unfortunate, and the fact that Murad has had to come out and really divulge all of his childhood trauma to us, and people have not shown any sympathy, which has been really disturbing to see. I think it really makes sense the way he explained it, why he engages in the behavior that he engages in. If you experience such horrific trauma at a young age, you're going to want to relive that experience, reclaim it, and empower yourself from the experience. And that is what Murad has done. Maybe it may not be in the most aesthetically pleasing, socially acceptable way, but at the end of the day, he is a trauma survivor, which has impacted his relationship with sex in ways that you nor I could fathom. Also, considering that this happened between two consenting parties, I wish to see less involvement, investment of these sort of issues in the future. Murad called other races racial slurs, and none of them have reacted in such abundance as we have. And this is not to gaslight anyone's anger, but I feel the more attention we give to these things, the more power we give it. I think in a way it actually takes away our autonomy when we give these issues so much investment and attention, because we tend to look at it from a very black and white standpoint. There are much bigger issues we should be outraged by, besides two consenting men engaging in racial humiliation. I do have one conspiracy here, though. Considering how much Murad has come for the Kardashians, do you guys think it's a possibility the Kardashians could have done their own digging and came across this and released it to us, sort of as a payback for all of the negative content he has created about the Kardashians? Alright guys, well I wanted to keep this one short. I'd be interested in hearing some of your commentary down below, and please give this video a thumbs up.